You two? Why, you're a girl for two. I've got a little girl who's 4. Her name is Hayden. I'm going to see her tomorrow. I don't care what happens to politics anywhere else. I'm going to see her tomorrow. Thank you very, very much. Have a seat. Let's talk for a while. You got a little while? Everybody's had lunch and got a few minutes. We'll have a few questions. And my first question will be, no, I'm just kidding. Yes, sir.
Senator, as president-elect in November, what will be your first message to Ahmadinejad and Iran and all the al-Qaida groups that will be operating within our country?
Straighten up, boys. Your days are numbered. They're watching this election. They're listening to what we're saying. The very election itself will have an effect on them. It's like what they did in the straits there the other day. Put those little boats out there, you know, to test our people, see how far they could go, what they could get away with, and so forth. Yeah, probing us. And they're watching everything. They're very smart, very astute. They've been killing our people for a long, long time through terrorist groups like Hezbollah and others, and attacking us. And they view, I'm talking about Iran now, they view us as the great Satan. Israel's the little Satan. They've already talked about the fact they'd like to see them wiped off the face of the earth. They're undoubtedly planning on having a nuclear capability. Our intelligence folks are debating that back and forth. They said, well, we feel like they decided that they wanted to not continue with that back in 2003. Well, if they did decide to discontinue it, I wonder what happened in 2003 that might have gotten their attention, like maybe the invasion of Iraq. But even if they did make that decision or put it aside for whatever reason because they were afraid not to, they're continuing to enrich uranium. If you get enough enriched uranium, enriched to the proper degree, the weaponizing of that is the much easier part. You can make a decision at any time if you have the material to do it with, to weaponize it. Put your design team together and so forth. They've already got a missile capability to deliver it. So it's really meaningless for us to be basing our policies on what might be in their minds either today or tomorrow. We've got to look out for our long-term interests there. And we've got to be tough with them. You don't go looking for a fight, but you best avoid a fight by being prepared and being strong and being united as a country. And we have to win this battle. It's Iraq, and even what's going on in Iran is a part of a much bigger picture. It's the war that radical Islam has declared upon the United States. A lot of parts to it. Every once in a while, for example, they'll bump off a leader in a country that's standing up to them or doing something they don't like. We saw that happen to Anwar Sadat in Egypt a few years ago. One of the leading Afghanistan leaders not too long ago. And then most recently, former Prime Minister Bhutto of Pakistan. That's part of what they do. It's just a reminder of us that they, day by day, are engaged in what they consider to be a war that's been going on for centuries, and that they're fully committed to, and they're suicidal with regard to, and it's designed to bring down Western civilization. And guess who's the leader of Western civilization? So that's what all this is about. And our tactics and our strategy has to keep that in mind with regard to whatever we do as these various decisions come up. But it requires somebody to be present from day one who understands the nature of the world that we live in. I wouldn't want to run for president if I didn't feel like that I was that man. I served on the Intelligence Committee. I've traveled the world. I've met with Musharraf of Pakistan. I've been there. Leaders of many of the other major nations in this country. I've met with our CIA officers in faraway places in soundproof rooms talking about what was going on there. I was a Republican floor manager for the Homeland Security Bill when we passed that, which I think has something to do with our success since September 11, not being attacked again because of the strengthening of the reorganization we did there. So I think I understand that. Might ask, well, why would anybody take that on if they really understood it? But that's what it's all about. I mentioned this, my own children. I've been blessed in a lot of ways. Young in life, late in life, and I've got 2 little kids at home that I would love to be with every day. But long after I'm gone, there's going to be a world and a country that they and their children are living in. And we got to make some smart decisions and unselfish decisions in our generation to make sure we hand it off to the next generation in better shape and not worse shape. That's the history of our country and the history of our people. And we got to continue that, keep our eye on the ball. And that's the bigger picture of what's going on there in that part of the world. Yes, sir.